Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm just relaxing, trying to not turn into a lobster outside with this heat and everything, dude.
Yeah, I think the humidity is a little bit better though today than it's been. So
Yeah, last week when I was out for Tournament of Death, I turned into a lobster because there was like nowhere you had like shade.
yeah, that was me last Saturday too. I got that stupid farmer's tan. Not happy.
I like sprayed myself down before I left, and I still got like just cooked. And it was amazing to me seeing people like drinking alcohol and all this stuff in that type of weather. It would make me want to puke.
Yeah, that's kind of what my whole group of people were doing too, and I don't drink, so it wasn't a
I,
fun weekend.
I like one or two, but I'm not like crazy, you know.
I had. I'm a cider guy, and we were at a brewery, so I was like, all right, let me try this. It's like a strawberry cider. I was like, all right, can't be bad. And I didn't really look at what else was in there. Fucking Himalayan sea salt, bro, or like the pink Himalayan salt, bro. It was so salty. I was like, how do fucking people drink this? I was like, this is not good.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode when Homer takes the super sour gumball and it like sucks his face in.
Bro, it was not good. I did not enjoy that at all.
It just sounds awful.
I am the first sip was real good. I was like, oh man, this is good. Then I got to the salt and I was like,
Nope.
man, I don't like this. And then it was like we had to get on this thing. It looks like you're sitting at like this wooden bar, but like you have to pedal to move it around. I don't know if you've seen it in cities.
Yeah, it's like I think they call it a surrey.
I don't know, but like you got like 13 people sitting on there and 6 sets of fucking pedals, and bro, that shit ain't fun. Who the fuck does this for fun? I'm still hurting.
I remember doing that as a kid.
No, this is different. This like drives in the street.
Oh, I know. And does it serve like alcohol?
No, they use it for bar crawls. Like you're not supposed. I guess in some cities maybe they do, but this one was absolutely no alcohol on board.
Okay, I know the one you're talking about now.
Yeah, it looks like a boat slash bar. And people just sit at it and just fucking pedal. And there's one person who sees it, bro. Traffic's behind you. Like you just realize
that doesn't sound fun at all.
Like you just realize you're holding up traffic. Fucking people aren't pedaling because they're drunk. You're like, oh man, this is fucking horrible. And you literally only going like in a 4 square block radius, but because the thing goes so fucking slow. I'm like, couldn't we just walk to the bar crawl and avoid it? Like, what did this accomplish? We literally went in the big circle.
Yeah, like you said, you could have walked there faster.
Yeah, I was like, this is not fun. This is not enjoyable. And everyone's like, let's go to a bar afterwards. I'm like, we've literally been drinking since 1 o'clock, and they were there till after 9 before I told my wife, I'm fucking out of here. Like, enough of this nonsense.
Oh man, that reminds me of Saturday. You're not familiar with him, but I got to meet Big Effing Joe, who's from the UK, who Dean knows, and got to chat with him for a little while. He's a really cool dude. He's probably going to come on the show in the next couple weeks. We're just trying to work out details. You know how that goes.
Oh, just call him up. Be like, yo, you available? Cool. Fuck all these detailed nonsense. Be like, yo, you can come on our podcast.
If it was only that easy in life.
Yeah. Just, when are you not working a match? I'm going to call you then. 3 o'clock in the morning? Cool. I got you, bro.
It's funny you mentioned that. He responded to my message at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, he's probably back home, and
yeah, I'm assuming that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, they're 4 to 5 hours ahead of us, so yeah, that makes sense.
Not like Darby Allin that messaged me at like 3:30 in the morning.
Well, depending where he is. I mean, if he's in the UK with Priscilla, again, it's 8 o'clock over there.
I know I guess it's weird. You got to get used to it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, not everybody's in our time zone.
Yeah. All right. Before we get rolling with everything today, don't forget to check out our social media stuff: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ASC Pods. You can find our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Check them out on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Also, check out their sponsors over at Audible. You can get 30 days free to listen to podcasts, ebooks, whatever you like. Go to audibletrial.com/B Plus Players. And don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. All right. I'm guessing we'll just start out with the biggest news of the week with Vince bringing back Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff to basically run Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, when that broke yesterday, I had seen it it must have been momentarily after they had posted it because it didn't have any comments, and I was kind of just browsing quickly. So I thought it was one of the very few wrestling sites that I follow, posting some fan graphic, and I didn't really give it any other thought immediately. I was like, hold up, and I looked at it. That's a big fucking deal, because their executive producer, what is it, executive producer of Raw, executive producer of SmackDown, two roles that right now don't exist, that Vince occupies?
Yeah, that they basically, made jobs for them.
Now, I mean, my only question is how much autonomy are they each going to have?
That's the first thing I said to you yesterday.
Yeah, when I started sending that link out, that's the first thing that I had brought up too, was cool, but if this is still, how do I put it? This, just because it was announced doesn't mean that this is going to be an on-air thing, because a lot of people don't realize, when Ranjin Singh was with Great Khali on TV, the Indian guy who debuted the Great Khali, what people don't realize is that's Dave Kapoor. His name isn't really Ranjin Singh. He was the writer of SmackDown at that point. He just happened to have an on-air role. So I'll know how serious this is if they don't make a storyline out of it, because they're being hired as executives to work backstage.
Right. The thing I think I sent you yesterday was, I think it's a really cool concept, but my fear is Vince going to micromanage everything like he does now?
Yeah, I wonder if in the wake of the Moxley interviews where he said, the writers didn't want to go to Vince and nobody knew who was supposed to go to who about what, if basically they're just going to be the point men and they're the ones that are going to have to go to Vince 10,000 times instead of it being the individual writers.
Could be.
Now, my hope is they have the autonomy to run the show as if it was their own.
Another thing I read was Vince might, I don't want to say step away, but he's gonna start doing XFL stuff.
Okay.
So maybe this was part of the reason why he brought these two back, to kind of let them do their thing while he does the XFL thing. I mean, I don't know. I
look at it like this. If Vince already only sleeps 4 hours, and this is without football, and he wants to seriously take a run at football, look, he has the WWE right now. He can continue to do this and potentially fuck up his legacy, which I don't think he really wants to do. Or he can let this just float and continue and put people in charge that allow it to continue and try to build a second league and focus on that, because he's not going to be able to do both. I don't care how good he is. He's a human being.
Right. The other thing I thought that was interesting with Heyman and Bischoff. They're not quote unquote yes men. Like they're gonna speak their mind to Vince. They're not gonna tell him what he wants to hear.
Well, the last time Heyman was in any kind of a role like this, Vince didn't listen to a shit ton of what he said anyway.
Exactly.
I think what's different now, though, is people want to say, and look, I'm in that same boat as all the people I'm about to mention now, because I'm a realist, but there's people who want to say, oh, you can't give AEW any credit because they're a brand new company and they've only run 2 shows, actually 1 official show under their banner. Yes, they've had success promoting another show, but they're still brand new and there's no way you can say that there's serious competition. And in a way, I'll say, you're right. It's only been, 1 show. But WWE is clearly on a decline. AEW was able to sell more tickets in 30 minutes to 1 event than WWE was able to get people to go to 3 events over 3 different days. Like that's it may not be that AEW is a serious competitor. It may just be WWE is in that much of a decline that they've become vulnerable.
I agree with that, and what I was going to say is AEW's kind of picked up on the, I guess you would call it like the independent wrestling buzz that's going on.
Now, I'm going to get all of these statistics wrong, so I'm going to throw that out there now. But the concept behind them is all a factual statement. And I don't know how this was all figured out, but according to Meltzer, apparently a lot of the people who tuned in to watch All Out wasn't necessarily in the current WWE universe structure. So these are either disillusioned fans who don't watch WWE anymore and typically only watch like New Japan and Indies, or people who have kind of fallen out of wrestling. Now, I don't know where you get these numbers like that. I don't think there's a repository of like random polls that are taken, but apparently a big number of the people who did order are not subscribers to the network. So it's interesting.
Well, I can personally tell you I know about half a dozen people that don't watch WWE that ordered the pay-per-view.
Well, you know how they still do traditional pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I think an average is about 17,000 pay-per-view buys nowadays because everybody has the network. So people who were buying just switched to the network. So you still have 17,000 people who are paying for pay-per-views. You want to know what Stomping Grounds did?
It was 9,000, wasn't it?
9,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, LOL 9,000, but that's low. 17,000 is low, but that's still 50%. Like that's the number to be aware of. 50% of the people who were paying did not pay to see this one.
And if my memory serves me correct, they only had an attendance of 6,000.
Yes, and I think the paid attendance was only 4,500.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because they started with it, because I think I mentioned this last week. They had started to do buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
And then apparently they even went out to a local mall and were just giving out tickets.
So they were doing the Eric Bischoff deal from Monday Nitro back in the day.
Yeah, now, some arguments have been that where it was, I guess it was in Tacoma.
Yes.
Tacoma's apparently 60 plus miles away from any of the next largest cities. And on a Sunday night, when a big event like that is emptying out, it can take up to 2 hours to get home. Now, for me, that's still ending at 7 o'clock at that time. But the same person also made the argument that, now granted, now that they're starting at 7 o'clock, that's 4 o'clock for us over here.
Yeah.
So not that everybody works Sundays, but people do work Sundays. People who don't work a 9 to 5 job, people who work jobs that actually make the world go around, like Rite Aid, or work Best Buy. When you work retail, when you work in fast food,
Or like if you're in the, if you're a nurse or whatever.
yeah, a doctor, a nurse, or if you're, you happen to be religious and you go to church service. Like, I know people may laugh and stuff like that, but 4 o'clock is an early time for a pay-per-view to be starting, in a place that is fairly far away from other major cities. And Tacoma's apparently not a very big city to begin with, so it's not like it was in Seattle.
Interesting. Well, I'll tell you this, because I had read this earlier, and when you talk about this, and this is from Meltzer, he's saying for Extreme Rules, which is in Philly, which is I would say, top 5 wrestling market in the States.
Yes.
He's saying that a third of the lower deck and half of the upper deck are still not selling.
But you know what surprises me is this actually looks like an okay pay-per-view, though.
Yes.
Like, this one looks like it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Apparently, they're projecting that the attendance is going to be 8,000.
What I am hoping is that, because a friend of mine asked me this morning, when do I think, or it actually may have, no, it wasn't you. See, I'm so high that I don't remember what conversation I had, but when do I think it's going to go into effect? No, that wasn't you. As far as Bischoff and Heyman, and I feel that their hands are tied with things like The Undertaker right now. So I think that their job from here till the pay-per-views to book out of these storylines, because I don't know how you're gonna, like, if you're gonna run these as 2 separate shows, the brand split's gonna have to come back, right? You would think?
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned this. That Brad Shepard guy I was asking you about, he was just recently asked this question when they're going to start, and he said, from what he's hearing, it sounds like it's going to be late July or early August.
But what? Because it's supposed to be a brand split already. That's why they just had the draft, and then they threw in the wild card rule. So I don't understand. Like, are they now going to get rid of the wild card? Like, that's what I don't understand. Are they going to redo a draft?
I know they got a lot of figuring out to do.
Like, that's where I start getting confused, and I don't think that these are crazy questions to be asking. This is like, I want to know what the fuck is going on.
No, I think they're quite reasonable.
So that's kind of where I stand with all of that.
It's wild to me. And then I'm sure, like, we're talking about the attendance they had. You probably saw the same picture I did.
I've seen a couple, yeah, but
for Stomping Grounds, that they had the giant area tarped off.
And there was more. There were a couple of spots that if you look behind, like if you look to the right of the camera, when they would pan up at certain angles, you could see that the entire thing, the whole top level was tarped off.
When I went to Raw, crap, I forget how many years ago, when New Day broke Demolition Streak.
Okay.
That's the show I went to. We had our seats, and they were all tarped off and made us move.
Yeah, a lot of people that day were actually getting ticket upgrades when they showed up.
Yeah, that's what happened to us.
Now, how does that work? You sit in your seat and then they come claim you? Or
yes.
Okay.
Because literally the tarp was on our seats, and it was me, my buddy, and my kid, and my buddy moved the tarp back, and we sat down. And then they came and got us maybe like a half an hour later. You can't sit here. We're going to move you over here. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people got like big upgrades. So that's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
I mean, like, at that point, like, they didn't sell the ticket. They want people, like, they want to make it look like people actually want to see their product, so.
Especially in a big market.
Yeah, for you. Because I was about to say Tacoma, Washington is
Oh,
not
no.
big, but yeah,
I
no.
meant like if you're in Philly or New York or Chicago,
Yeah.
big markets.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and it's unfortunate. It's because they've done it to themselves. They've been so strong that I guess this never dawned on them that this could be possible.
Almost like an arrogance.
Oh, absolutely arrogance.
I would say right now, and there's not a lot of people that are younger won't get this reference. I would say that WWE right now, their product is the worst I've seen it personally, probably since like '95.
Yeah, it's not been it's been bad for them.
And the thing that amazes me is back then, they didn't have the talent they have now.
They really didn't have the money that they had now, because they're the most
too.
profitable that they've ever been now. And I think that's the problem.
It's just so head-scratching to me that you could have, almost like these riches of, talent on your roster, but still not find a way to make it work.
Yeah, it blows my mind, bro.
I don't know. It's crazy to me. But anyway, to keep it moving, what did you actually think of Stomping Grounds?
I didn't think it was bad until the main event.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the show, but the main event was god awful.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Unfortunately, like I was hoping that it was going to be one of those pay-per-views that nobody's expecting anything from, and then it ends up being good. I mean, it was what it was. It was better than I mean, it was. I don't know.
I don't know. Just the way they did the main event was just really like, ugh. That's the only way I can explain it.
I get that, like, the ending was kind of cool, but it was very foretelling where they were going with it.
I thought they personally took too long getting to it. I don't know. And
I just think the whole story was stupid. Like, why Becky didn't come out immediately.
That's what I mean. And I've felt this way for a while, and it's nothing against his talent, because I think he's an amazing talent. But Seth Rollins, to me, probably in the last few months, I don't know, his matches have just been kind of, like, not doing it for me.
Yeah, and then he's been so, like, woo-hoo, WWE, all over Twitter.
I messaged you about this, and what he said about his buddy really turned me off.
Well, I mean, like, he's definitely touting the Vince McMahon lines now. I mean, because that's if Vince like takes the ball and go home. That's as fucking Vince McMahon of a line as you're gonna get.
My big issue with what he said was, you left the company and, how dare you go on a podcast and trash them. And I don't really think when I listened to that he trashed them per se. He just kind of told what specifically happened to him.
Yeah, and then also, like, Seth going out like, this is the best wrestling on the planet. It's like, really, bro? It's like, did you see what you just did? Like, did you just see I mean, like, yeah, you got the best wrestlers on the planet for the most part, but they're not doing anything. Like, you're like, yes, you have the best human beings on the planet, but what are you doing with them?
Yeah, and let's keep it real. Seth is always, even when he was in Ring of Honor, he was kind of douchey.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, good for them. I don't know.
He just, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about him, but the way he, like, his matches have been very flat, and he really turned me off with that stuff about Moxley. And it's not because I like Moxley, it's just, well, maybe if you took time to listen to what he said, you'd understand. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah.
Uh, the other thing I wanted to talk about before I forget was about Fox. Apparently, they are none too happy with WWE, the numbers they're pulling.
No, they're not at all. But I can't blame them. They're spending all of this fucking money.
Speaking of which, I just found out how much they're spending a month promoting SmackDown coming to Fox.
How much?
$4 million.
That's a considerable amount of money.
So I was going to say I could understand why they would be unhappy.
But $4 million also isn't a crazy amount of money. So
No, but it's still a good chunk, that they're going to be like, we expect results.
yeah.
Plus, Fox, anyway, their network is a trigger-happy network when it comes to taking shows off the air.
Yeah, they don't want to get pushed back to Fox Sports 1.
And I say that as like, I don't know how many people watch this show, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is an example. They got good ratings and they still got taken off the air.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be very interesting to say the least. That's why apparently they brought Bischoff back, was to handle the Fox people.
Yes, because he has the extensive experience with dealing with Fox. I mean, like executives in general.
I know. Yeah, when he was with TNT and all that jazz.
Well, because he has his own production company as well,
That too.
Bischoff Hervey or whatever the hell it's called. So.
Yeah, with the kid from the Wonder Years.
Yeah, I believe so.
I wanted to bring this up. I thought you would find it interesting. Apparently, Paul Heyman has been working with Aleister Black
Oh, that's interesting.
on his promo skills.
Huh. Interesting.
So I was like, well, that could be kind of cool. But I just realized he hasn't had a match since, like, before WrestleMania.
Huh.
At least on television.
This is true.
I was just like, that's kind of strange.
Wait, wasn't he with...
Ricochet.
And they haven't done anything since WrestleMania? Are you sure? I don't think it's been that long.
Maybe. Let me double check.
Since the brand split.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. But we talked about this off air. I'm really excited for the AEW show on Saturday.
Tomorrow, yeah. So am I. I'm very excited.
Did you see the hype video they put out for Moxley and Janela?
Yes. I thought that was pretty nifty.
It was really well done.
Yeah, I agree. And now it's an unsanctioned match. So...
I know. I was like, I wonder how crazy they're going to get.
Oh, they're probably going to get very crazy.
Hopefully Janela doesn't really hurt himself because that Battle Royal, he took about either 3 or 4 bumps and landed right on his head.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, you got to slow down.
No, it'll be interesting though. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the pay-per-view, but like I've said from the start, I really don't think they can have a bad show because their talent is just so good, and any permutation of how you put them together, I don't see how they would be bad. It would be new for all of us. You know, a lot of us haven't seen these matches before or haven't seen these guys, so it's like, just sit back, shut the fuck up, and enjoy wrestling like you did when we were kids.
Yeah, did you see the photo Cody put up? He got new ring boots.
No.
They're it's like the Elite, and then it has like a picture, I think, of his dog on the side of the boot.
Oh boy.
I was like, well, that's interesting.
They're taking a fucking page out of Kevin's book and they're doing a meet and greet for their animal.
Are they really?
Yeah, fucking Pharaoh.
Dude, if you have people that will... This is the same way I feel about that with the Joey Ryan stuff. If you're willing to have people pay for it, I'm not going to fault you.
Oh yeah, no, you could. I fault the people who were willing to pay, not the people who.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Look, man, if I could have people paying to like touch my junk, like I'm like, fine, I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting you touch my junk.
Yeah, and it was probably, I bet you, $50 or more.
Yuck.
So welcome to capitalism.
Oh, bro, supply and demand.
I know, I think that's pretty cool that they're gonna have the dog have a meet and greet.
Yeah, I mean, it's silly, it's over the top, you know, it's that's wrestling though.
Definitely.
So, I mean,
my goddamn allergies. I've been taking allergy medicine, but it's still kicking. I almost forgot I wanted to talk about this too, where WWE is going to have the Evolve 10-year anniversary show on the network.
yeah, and at first I was so hyped for that. And then I realized that it's at the same time as the benefit show for gun violence for the shooting that happened last year at the Madden tournament.
Yes.
That it's done to conflict with that.
I know Omega had like a tweet where he went off about it and then he deleted it.
Well, here's where I'm going to fault him. He's an executive vice president of a company now. He can't respond as a regular person.
You're right.
He put up a more diplomatic answer where he acknowledges that he opened up a fucking can of worms. Yeah, and that it was not meant for anybody to respond to. It was meant as a statement. And I guess he learned better, for lack of a better term. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's...
well, you know, dude, once you put that shit out, whether you delete it or not, it's out there forever.
Mm-hmm. I think it's in, like, I was so hyped at first that, like, maybe, like, this is, like, I kind of questioned, of all companies, why Evolve right now, because Evolve is, like, they have to use NXT talent in order to really still draw. Now, granted, they still have some diehard fans and stuff, but, like, with all of the companies that they work with, I know it's their anniversary show and stuff like that, but there's so many other companies that they work with. The English companies that they work with that I think would put on a better show. And to come to find out, it was literally done despite AEW and a benefit show. Kind of like really leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that and the owner of Evolve, from what I've heard from a couple different people, either like works backstage at NXT now or has something to do with NXT.
No, look, I'm not gonna I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt because I don't know. I mean, I know that this was announced a long way out for AEW. I don't know how long ago the show was announced for Evolve, and I don't know how long ago it was decided to be aired on TV. And a lot of these things factor into it. You know what I mean? If WWE picked that, told them to have that date for whatever reason, and they're in a position where I'm kind of sure that if WWE said run a show on this date, here's some money, here's some talent, that Evolve's going to go, okay, we're going to run a show on this date.
Right, and correct me if I'm wrong, they were rumored to be putting Evolve and other different companies up on the network anyway.
Yeah, they just talk about doing a tiered system in which people could pay different amounts of money for different access. Like, so say like you wanted a lot of that, you'd pay maybe $14.99 a month, and you'd have access to say like ICW or Progress or whoever they're working with over in the UK or in Germany or whatever companies that they're working with anywhere in the world.
Yeah, WXW in Germany and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's outlets over anywhere in Asia that they have any working relationship. But yes, if you wanted all of that additional content, you may be able to spend like maybe I think it's a $14.99 tier. I don't think that they've been officially decided to go forward with any of it yet, but that's what the last I heard a couple months ago.
That would be interesting. I don't think I would be opposed to that for an extra $5.
It depends on. Well, for some people, yes. For some people who love British wrestling and stuff like that, yes, you get to see your favorite WWE guys working more, basically. Like guys like Trent Seven and Pete Dunne and all of them that are still working, I guess, other friendly companies here and there.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Satellite, because I don't want to call them satellite companies because I would, that's.
They just, I guess the way you would say it is you just have a working relationship.
Yeah, so it's I like that aspect of it, but it leaves a bad taste in my mouth to know that the first thing that they're doing happens to be opposite of a fucking benefit show. I mean, if they did it to go against, they are doing NXT Blackpool the same day as New Japan is running the British show.
Oh, wow.
And that was announced after the British show was announced.
Well, I could tell you this. Dean messaged me recently, and then I saw an article to back it up. I don't remember all the towns. It was London and two other towns. WWE canceled shows in those towns due to poor ticket sales. So I heard.
I find that. Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I am by no means going to say that I doubt Dean, but I'm going to need to go look that up. Because that blows my... You're talking about NXT UK or NXT main roster?
Oh, no, just WWE. The main roster.
Wow, see, that blows me away. The fact that they can't... That they would... Wow. Okay. That just shows that Europe is getting their fix of wrestling elsewhere.
Well, there's so many good companies over there now. That WWE's boring to them.
I'm pretty sure that they could sell out an NXT UK stadium.
Yes.
I mean, that if you put NXT UK in one of those, 40, 50,000 person things, I'm pretty sure that they'd sell out.
Definitely.
Because most of those people are household names anyway to wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think WWE needs to realize that they need to just stick people certain places. I mean, and pay them accordingly.
Well, yeah, it's crazy to me, dude, that, like, they have people when I went to Tournament of Death, came from the UK just to see Big Joe wrestle, and he's not really even at one of the big companies in the UK. He works more so for Rise, which is a more hardcore type, but he does both. But that's still shocking to me.
I mean, it's. I think it's a more personal thing also, because I think all of England is the size of like Jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not tremendous.
Right.
It's not much larger than that, and I think that I think there's a real hometown feeling with stuff like that when your entire country is so small, but it feels so large. I don't know how else to put it.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I see, like, they have some of the most passionate fans. I love when the fucking English fans are around places, like the Raw after WrestleMania and stuff.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
think that's so cool, because they're the most fun fans. They sing, they have a good time, they cheer. I don't know.
My personal favorite was, I think it was Zach Gibson, where they would throw their shoes at him.
Oh, yeah, take your shoes off if you hate Gibson. Yeah. Oh, my God. Fucking great.
They just like to have fun.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that fan base.
Now, forgive me, what is the name of AEW's show on tomorrow?
Fyter Fest.
I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Because it's also part of a video game tournament that's going on.
I just wanted to make sure I had it right. So I could actually, because I wanted to pull up the card and we get your thoughts on it.
Absolutely.
Apparently they have 3 pre-show matches I was unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just going to run down them. We have Michael Nakazawa versus Alex
Jabali.
Yeah, in a hardcore match.
Now, Alex Jabali is not a wrestler. Alex Jabali is the organizer of this video game tournament.
Oh, wow.
He was supposed to do something last year that involved wrestling, and he got hurt. I don't know what was going on with that. I only heard brief things. Michael Nakazawa has been made famous on the Being the Elite series. Do you know who he is?
I'm not familiar.
Did you see the Battle Royal?
Yes.
He's the Asian man who covered himself in baby oil.
Oh, God.
I believe he's known for hardcore wrestling, but he's like a comedy hardcore.
Oh, okay.
I could be completely wrong. There's somebody's probably sitting there screaming, "Oh my God, you're a fucking idiot." Yes, I am. I am completely ignorant on Michael Nakazawa. And if you can kindly write into the show, find us on Twitter and let me know, I will thoroughly appreciate it and shout you out on the next show.
There you go.
But yeah, I have no idea what could happen with that, because it's a celebrity thing. The people who were in the know that I heard talking about it seem to imply that Jabali may kind of be the kind of guy who'd be like, well, it's my festival, so I want to win.
Yeah, who knows?
So I'm just going to pick Jabali on that one.
I'll agree with you.
All right, so.
All right, next we have Kylie Ray going one-on-one with Leva Bates.
Yeah, Leva Bates is in the role of one of the 2 librarians.
Yeah.
Along with Peter Avalon. I don't know. I'm gonna think. I think Cocaine Bailey can lose this and not lose much of her push, because she's like Cocaine Bailey. So I'm gonna go the librarian on this one.
There you go. Yeah, I'll go with Leva. I really like her because she can kind of take any character and make it good.
I mean, motherfucking Blue Pants. I mean, she had an official WWE shirt that was a pair of blue pants, bro.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, and the final pre-show match, which I personally think shouldn't be, the Best Friends versus SoCal Uncensored versus Private Party. And the winner advances to All Out for an opportunity at a first round bye in the AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament.
I'd like to see the Best Friends win. I don't know Private Party at all, and I don't like SCU, but it's probably going to be SCU.
If they let Private Party do their thing, you'll enjoy them. They've had some of the best tag matches I've seen on the indie scene in a while, because they basically held every tag belt on the East Coast almost. Well, this area from like Jersey to Maine.
Oh, then I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. I hope they put it up on like YouTube or something.
Oh, I want to read something that apparently broke yesterday. Now, this is probably not going to affect any of our fans, but
Good.
fans who attended Pro Wrestling Trainwreck's promotion Welcome to the Rec Room indie event on Sunday, June 23rd in New Albany, Indiana, may have been exposed to bloodborne pathogens and should be tested for HIV and hepatitis C.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, the health department is reportedly investigating the event, which apparently featured a Fans Bring the Weapons match, a thumbtack match, a Panes of Glass match, built as Live Extreme Wrestling, 18 plus only on the flyers.
I could tell you about it right now. That was Ian Rotten's son that ran that show.
That's awful.
And he's saying that it's not a big deal. Someone a fan freaked out and like called the commission and all this stuff. This is my thing, because I'm not sure if you're aware of this. My issue, and I don't care if it's hardcore wrestling or regular wrestling. I think every competitor should be blood tested every 6 months.
I don't disagree.
I mean, I don't know how you can do that, because there's a guy out there, and I know certain individuals are going to give me shit for it, but I don't care. That used to wrestle. I think his last name is Adam Buell. I want to say, but anyway, he was a hardcore wrestler, and within the last year or two, I'll say he got HIV, and nobody knows how long he had it, and he could have been competing with other other talent, bleeding on them, and potentially got them infected. And people, we didn't know. That's not the point. If you're doing that type of stuff, you have to get regularly tested.
Oh, I agree. No, I agree in general.
And that just really bothers me that people want to make excuses for shit like that.
Yeah, but you know what? I agree. I agree that they should be testing all the time. But okay, say I get tested on January 1st. Nothing in my stream. Now, between January and, say, June, anytime I can come in contact with hepatitis on January 2nd, for the next 6 months, I'm now exposing people if I'm doing that kind of wrestling.
That's very true.
Now, I understand, in general, accidents do happen, people do bleed, but that's where I have a problem. Like, that's one of my major issues with like deathmatch kind of stuff, because the amount of blood, like the amount of bodily fluids that are being shared, and you never know what is in your system. You could have staph from a filthy fucking ring. Somebody else wrestling in that ring can get, a blood infection. It's not to say like, ooh, let's be pussy, liberal, stuff. It's like, no, this is people's health. Like, you talk about blood fucking disorders, like infections of the blood.
Yeah, I think there has to be a line. And I'm not saying don't do violent matches or anything, or even, family friendly. I'm talking about all wrestling.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a line where, like, I think the states have to come in and say you have to be tested at least either once a year or every 6 months to ensure everyone's safety.
Oh, if the states got into it though, like deathmatch wrestling would go away.
I know, I know. Well, there has to be some kind of way. Because I'll tell you, for all the shit that DJ Hyde gets, I know that he tests his guys before Tournament of Death. You're not allowed to be in there unless you come back clean.
Yeah.
Because there's other companies that don't even do that.
No, I think it's very important. Just not even for yourself. If you want to be a fucking slob and you don't care about yourself, that's on you. Like, not everybody's like that.
No, I agree with you, but you got to worry about if you want to be that way, that's fine, but you have to look at the well-being of the other person you're in the ring with and the public in general.
No, I completely agree. But
sorry to go off on a tangent, but that really bugs me.
Their cold open for tomorrow's pay-per-view actually just dropped. Even though it's not a pay-per-view, it's going to be free, so we don't even have to illegally stream it tomorrow.
Where can you? It's on Bleacher Report, right?
I believe it's just going to be right on Bleacher Report Live, and it's going to play, like, I don't even think you have to sign up. I think it's going to play as if you go to, like, YouTube, and a video just starts playing, because that's what it seemed like when I went there.
Interesting.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up again now while we're talking. But yeah, continue with the here you go.
Yeah, that we got sidetracked. I'll continue breaking down the card. Let's see here. Next we have Yuka Sakazawa against I'm guessing you pronounce it Rio,
yeah.
Against Nyla Rose in a triple threat.
My heart wants to go with Yuka because I absolutely love Yuka Sakazaki, but I think after being kind of neutralized in the last match by Awesome Kong, I think this is where Nyla Rose is going to come out and just destroy them both.
Yeah, she I've seen her a couple times live. She's a bad lady, man.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Nyla Rose.
I do too. All right, next we have Christopher Daniels going one-on-one with Sema.
Then I'm going to go with Chima for this one. Because lost the last show, I think the Japanese contingent can kind of use it to show, for credibility. And I just think Daniels is never going to be affected by a loss. Like, he's the Undertaker's age, I believe, or around Undertaker's age. He's in his 50s and he's still doing this. So I think he's eternal.
Yeah, that Fallen Angel shit was no joke.
Yeah, bro. So I'm gonna go with Sema for that one.
I agree with you, because he's at this point in his career where a loss isn't going to kill him. All right, this one's really interesting. I wasn't aware of this match. Fatal 4-Way. Adam Page versus Jungle Boy versus MJF versus Jimmy Havoc.
I don't think it's going to be Adam Page. Unless they really want to keep him strong to go against Jericho. I could see something like MJF pinning Jungle Boy.
Yes.
Although I think MJF and Adam Page have like a mini feud going on, and that would be the only way I could see it. Like, I don't see Jimmy Havoc winning this match.
No.
I don't think they need to have Adam Page win this match, so long as he's not involved in the pinfall. So I believe if it's not MJF pinning Jungle Boy, I think it's Jungle Boy somehow like rolling up MJF. I don't see Havoc or Page really factoring into the finish.
Yeah, I think MJF's going to win. When I first saw this match, and this is no knock to him, but like Havoc stood out to me like wow, why is he in this match?
Unless it's like because like I guess indie wrestling is really good at letting guys get their stuff in. It's a fatal four way. There's no rules. It's definitely like remember when the hardcore division was actually good in WWE and you'd have a
Yes.
hardcore guy in there just halfway through a match decide to fuck this, I'm gonna go pull out a trash can and it got a pop and it wasn't cheesy and it would be used for a short period of time but very well. That's how I can see something like that being booked.
Okay.
He pulls out a staple gun at some point, like when it's his time to shine, he goes out there and does his thing with the staple gun. And then finally gets overtaken by whatever. And even if there's another spot later on or a set of spots where it's him doing his hardcore thing, so he still gets his Jimmy Havoc spots.
There you go.
And that's when I'm okay with hardcore stuff, because you're factoring it logically into a match. Here's his time to shine.
Right. I've seen Jungle Boy live once or twice, and I can't tell you how tiny he is.
Bro, I see. And like now his thing is he rides on the shoulders of fucking Luchasaurus.
Yeah, which I think is pretty cool.
And he's a tiny dude. I mean, like, he's a young dude, too, I meant. He's 22.
Yeah, he's very young. All right, next we have in a six-man, the Elite, which is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks against the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid.
Yeah, I think this is somehow going to end up being the main event. Unless somehow it becomes Janela and Moxley. I just don't think that's what it's going to be. I think the Bucks and Omega win this. Although I think people are really going to be like, oh, they're booking themselves to win everything. I don't know, because they just dropped the titles to them, so... You know what, fuck it. I'm going to go with Pentagon, Phoenix, and Laredo Kid.
That's how I feel. I think they might have dropped the titles to him, but I think the Lucha Brothers need to beat them on, I don't want to say television, but on a show where people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my only thing is they need to keep the Bucks strong, because they're about to do Cody and Dustin versus the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Fuck it, I'm with you. I'm going with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with the Lucha Bros. Because yeah, Kenny's going in, Kenny and Moxley,
which I'm really looking forward to.
If they weren't the EVPs, I'd pick Kenny Omega and the Bucks because that's what makes more sense. It's because the Bucks need to be kept stronger, and Kenny Omega needs to be. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Elite. Fuck it. I'm jumping back. I'm gonna forget that they're EVPs and I'm gonna ignore.
Yourself out of it.
Yeah, because it's the only reason why that I'm saying no is because people could accuse them of nepotism, but it makes sense.
I hear you.
What else do you have for Phoenix, Pentagon, and Laredo Kid, who's really has had nothing else to do with the company thus far? So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Elite only because it makes booking sense, not because they're EVPs.
All right, next we have Cody, one-on-one with Darby Allin.
It'd be a weird, fun match, but ain't no way Cody's going to lose to Darby Allin.
Yeah. When I first saw Darby Allin, I said he's a... How do I want to say this? He's like a shorter, tinier Janela, where he'll do, like, crazy shit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. So, I've never seen him work that, I don't think.
He'll do a crazy... He's like... He dives off balconies and all kind of crazy shit.
I just want to see how he's going to work with that with Cody. I mean, Cody can work a million styles, but Cody's going to get his best work out of him. So whoever he is, Cody's going to get his best work.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll say this... Because, Cody gets a lot of shit where people will say, oh, he's not a good wrestler. Cody's a smart wrestler. He only will... How do I want to say this? He makes his moves count.
Oh, Cody's great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Cody's great. Cody's had me won over since his Mysterio WrestleMania match. That's when he won me over that day.
Okay.
Was Darby Allin in All In?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I see.
I know he was working for Evolve for a while.
I don't. Maybe he wasn't then, because I just found the random picture of Darby Allin and it said All In, but no.
But he's a little dude.
Yeah, he's actually a fairly he's a neophyte. He's only been wrestling 4 years.
I mean, he's my height. So I was, wow, he really is a little guy.
Yeah, 5'8", 180.
All right, and last but certainly not least, in a non-sanctioned match, we have Jon Moxley against Joey Janela.
I think this would be a great match, but I think that's the one I'm most certain about on the entire card. Janela's not going to win.
Oh, I have no doubt. Moxley's not losing.
I think it would be a good chance for Moxley to go back to his old style. Because now it was made a unsanctioned match as of yesterday.
I'm curious to see how crazy they're going to get.
Oh, I think they're going to get really crazy. I believe that was the first match announced.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first matches announced. I mean, it was definitely, for those who don't know, it was started after...
the first show.
Yeah, why am I forgetting the name? It wasn't All In. Was it? No.
No.
All In...
I can't think of it off the top.
Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Afterward, they filmed a vignette right after it went off the air, and it was Moxley standing there. Janela walked into the room and lit a cigarette, and Moxley takes the cigarette out of his hand, takes a pull, and throws it on the floor. And that's how it basically started.
Yeah.
And they announced the match shortly thereafter. So
I think what's going to happen is Moxley will win, but he'll win in a way that it'll make Janela, if that makes sense.
yeah, absolutely. I think anybody right now who puts on a good match, like Dean Ambrose, is just going to command attention anyway. So done in the right way, it's going to make people known.
Well, and he showed you, if you watched him and Juice Robinson in New Japan, that the dude can really wrestle.
Moxley?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of people that don't know that from where he wrestled that WWE style, and he's boring. The dude
But I don't think he's going to be wrestling Janela, though. I mean...
No, it's going to be more of a fight.
Yeah, hardcore isn't wrestling, I mean, it's more of a fight, it's... Wrestling's grapple holds.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, it's going to be great. Absolutely.
I'm curious to see if they'll get as crazy as Lucha Underground did with the glass and everything.
Well, that was all sugar glass, though, with Lucha Underground. That wasn't real glass. You could still get cut on sugar glass, but all that stuff...
Oh, hell yeah.
But nowhere near as bad as if you get cut on real glass. I mean, remember, that was all TV show, so that was all stunt glass. All that stuff was choreographed in Lucha Underground. There was no accidents on Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah, I just mean... You had never seen anything like that on wrestling on like cable TV ever.
Oh no, they definitely took it to new heights. But yeah, that was all sugar glass and stuff, safety glass designed to look just like that. And if you saw, they were usually just little nicks and scrapes that people had.
Yeah,
like if and nobody was bleeding and stuff like that. So. You want blood, you're on a Hollywood, set. They'll make you bleed.
Yeah. Now, what time? It starts, at 8?
Ooh. I actually just got away from my PC, so I'm not sure. Let me look.
Hang on. Let me see if it says.
Yeah, I have it on. 7 p.m.
Okay,
for the
cool.
buy-in, so 8 o'clock is the main card.
Nice.
Yeah, I just went to Bleacher Report. If you go to, let's see if it's live.bleacherreport.com. For me, it was up at the very top. There's an option which is a stream And if you click on it, a link will come up. I would read it all out loud, but there's no point to it.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Yeah, you could just Google it. Just put Bleacher Report live and Fyter Fest, FYTER FEST, and it'll come up. And for right now, it's the picture of Cody and Darby.
Nice. That's cool. All right.
Yep.
Go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was say yep, and it's free, so nobody has to worry about it. You don't have to sign up for anything. No credit card that you have to cancel. You don't do nothing. You just go to the website and you watch it.
Nice. All right, before we get out of here for today, you got any plans this weekend?
Nope. Video games, chilling, just chillaxing, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
What game are you on now?
Division 2.
I'm not familiar with that one.
You're like this agent. You shoot people. I don't know.
Okay. I'll take
fun.
your word for it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I am going to visit my aunt tomorrow. She lives down at the Jersey Shore. So we're leaving super early to try and beat traffic and hang out probably half of the day and then come home.
Oh, that's cool then.
Because traffic is going to suck down at the Jersey Shore this weekend.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Well, because this weekend is... Oh, God. Why am I forgetting the name of the music festival? Oh, I can't think of it. But it's basically this huge, punk rock festival that's going to be in Atlantic City this coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
And they're at Warped Tour.
Oh, okay.
And they're expecting 25,000, 30,000 people.
Fuck, I didn't know Warped Tour was still a thing. I remember that from when I was young. Wow.
Apparently it's the last one.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I just... Not to knock it, I just haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah,
I remember
that was since the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was one of the big ones. Was Warped. I mean, I guess when fucking fucking Airwalk and all that shit went out of the fucking style, so did.
Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, so I'm like, hopefully we don't get caught in that kind of traffic.
Fuck, going down. We left last week at a little bit before 2 to get down to Baltimore. It took us 2 hours just to get to where Newark Airport is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro. It took us almost 5 hours for what should be between a 3.5 and at most a 4.5 hour ride. And took about as long coming back. All once you get right around the city. Everything else was we flew all the way home.
I don't know how my buddy Casanova did it then. He wrestled in Brooklyn at 1, I want to say, and had to be down here for... No, it was probably earlier than that. But he had to... And he had to be down here for Tournament of Death, he said. And he literally got there 5 or 10 minutes before his match.
Yo, bro, shit like that happens. And that, wow, and that's on a Saturday, too. Yeah, so that's crazy, man.
So he worked, I think he said 4 matches that day.
That's fucking crazy, man.
2 regular matches and 2 hardcore matches.
That's nuts.
I was like, dude, your body's got to be wrecked. He's like, yeah, I just want to go home. I
mean, yeah, you can make that money.
Hell yeah. But on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next time. Have a good day, everybody.
I gave thumbs up.